And the opening match was Twinkle Toes and the Buckaroos against the Gun Boys and Juice with Jay in the corner, or Jen as he is known as colloquially. So now they figured out that if they put them on last, the viewers are going to tune out in droves. So they put the EVPs on first so they can get credit for the highest viewership of the show, and it's going to plummet from here. Is that now the new strategy?
Well, they put him on first, and they put him with Omega, the other EVP, the only one out of the three of them who could actually take any credit for ever drawing a number.
Well, anyway, they can't say they drew a number for this match because it wasn't a match. The Stooge and his two juvenile delinquent buddies came out with their entrance, and the heels started their entrance, and the babyfaces jump-started the fight in the aisleway and went into an immediate six-way. And then Juice got a chair and hit Nick in front of the referee, but the referee took the chair away, so Juice just punched the corpse referee and knocked him out, which that was a good pop. But then White comes in and starts helping beat up the Buckaroos, and the Guns hit their finish on Nikki, and Jay White rock bottoms Maddie, and then Juice and Kenny get in a fight, and it didn't end. There wasn't a match. There wasn't a referee. But it was just guys taking turns doing shit to each other and then disappearing so that other guys could take their turn to do some shit to somebody else. For a while. And then Take a Shit came in and leveled Twinkle Toes, and he and Jay beat up Kenny while everybody else fought on the floor. Until finally they played FTR's music. And when they joined in, everybody fought off except for Take a Shit and Kenny, who stayed in the ring so that Kenny could make faces and point his fingers and stagger around in an epileptic manner. And right as he was going to finish off old Take a Shit slipped out of the one-winged fairy and departed. And that was it. That was the first segment. What the fuck was going on here?
I don't have an answer for you that's good. This is the Bucks.
Were they trying to set up 7 different upcoming matches, and in doing so just created incomprehensible bullshit?
I think company-wide, Tony Khan has tried to get 8 to 10 weeks worth of booking to build up All In into 2 weeks of Dynamite. And it's just, it's stuff like this. The last 2 episodes were noticeably nuttier in a lot of different ways. I hate this usage of FTR. Other than having great matches, what do FTR ever say or do to establish themselves as being badasses who need to be taken seriously?
Nothing.
The music plays, they come out, they save the Bucks, and they'll have great matches, but there's never like Tully and Orange showed you they had a fucking dark side. They'll pile drive you on concrete, whatever it may be.
Well, see, that wouldn't get over now because it happens 4 times a week.
So I hate the usage of FTR here. And again, this is FTR saving the Bucks. This is the same crap that happened when FTR first came into the company. And this is the build-up to this third match. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Bucks have never meant less. They don't have as many fans as they used to. They don't sell as much merch as they used to. They're booking, for the people that are still on that train and want to believe it's any good, God bless you. Most people have seen through it now. It's childish and it's bad. Their matches all end up being the same. There's nothing there. They need to latch on to Omega now more than ever before.
Well, see, here's something you mentioned earlier about Tony doing 8 months of booking in 2 weeks or whatever the analogy was. To Tony's mind, all this makes sense because Tony's mind, being the statistics guy, being the numbers guy, having the mind that Tony Khan has, let's just say that. He remembers every single one of these little intricate details because also he's the one that wrote it. He's the one that's put it in. That's why whether you're a good booker, bad booker, fantasy booker, basement booker, whatever, your shit makes more sense to you than it does to everybody else because you know what you meant. And every time that somebody does a fucking spinning toe hold in the middle of one of these goddamn chaos-ridden 10-way brawls, Tony puts that in, and then he's going to, 6 months, somebody's going to do a spinning toe hold, and he's going to look at the long-term storytelling. You can't remember all this shit with all these people running around with their heads cut off. Like they're on fire, committing mayhem. Most people can't fucking... I'm taking notes. I can't write that fast. And that's why this program causes more conversation than Raw. I'll give it that. Because there's always questions. You're always saying why, what, who, where.
That's the thing, too. A lot of people watch that show and they say to themselves, what the fuck is happening? And then some podcasts will be like, yeah, it was great. And they're like, wait a minute, that's not what I saw. Yeah, it was great. And I just happen to really want the wrestler in that segment to be my friend. Or some people say, this was fucking crazy.